Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to do an update of our sponges. So it's been 80 days since I've added these sponges to our bins, and they have, one of them is definitely gone all the way, and that's the one that we took off the scrubber. The other one, I think, was mostly gone, except there was a little bit of sponge left, and then the loofah, though, on top was completely gone. And then we have the other one that has a, it almost felt plasticky, but I looked it up. It's actually a cactus type material that they have on top, and that one was the scrubber wasn't breaking down. The sponge was almost gone, but the scrubber was still there and still trying to break down. And we're going to see how long that's how it's doing now that it's been I guess around 30 more days or so since my last update, and see how if it's broken down at all. So I'm hoping that these are all gone. We're going to see, and we're going to check it out and see how they're doing. So let's go to the bin and take a look. All right, here's the bin. Let's take this off and let's start taking a look. So here we go. Let me grab a glove here and we're going to take a look inside here. So as you can see, the towel here is starting to break down and really move into the bin. Oh wow, hold on here. We got a lot of worms right here in this area. I'm trying not to block the camera view quite as much, but a lot of worms in this towel. Now they're working at that since I think there's no more material really left in this. Oh, and actually this is starting to come apart too. Let me just pull this up. Alright, so lots of worms in the area here. This material is starting to get a little bit muddy compared to how it used to be, so it really needs to be emptied out, but that's why I did it on this bin. So this pad is still here. It's broken down a little bit, but it is still here. It's covered with worms, and some fibrous materials, I guess, from the towel. I was wondering if those are little baby worms or not. But it looks like fibrous material from the towel. And then other than that, it's just it's still there. I don't know what else to say. Other than that, all the other stuff, it's gone. So all the sponges itself are all gone. It's just this scrubber pad. So this cactus material seems to be really able to withstand these types of this type of moisture level. And actually, this is actually kind of a good thing in some ways. Like I could leave this in my bin for a long time, and it doesn't matter to me if it's in there for a year or 2 years. I mean, it's been 80 days now, so I mean, like, that's not a big deal to me to leave them in here. It does feel like it's kind of getting thinner and thinner as far as how it felt before, but it's kind of good that it's not breaking down this easily, because I don't want this to break down on my pots and pans. Like I felt the loofah kind of smoothed itself out pretty quickly. Actually, there's a little cocoon on here too, right here. So, I don't know if you can see that or not. A little cocoon on there. So, and actually, there's another one over here. So, they're laying cocoons on this. So, I don't know if this is a good material as far as the abrasiveness of it. But this is not really breaking down as quickly. I mean, you can see the bottom here. I mean, like, it's hardly touched at all. Only the top is, and that might be because it's next to the towel, which is really starting to rip apart. So this might not be quite as compostable in this type of setup as maybe a hot composter would tend to break down the fibers from this cactus material. So I'm going to say that this is sort of a failure right here. This is not going to compost. It looks like it's still... It's pretty much exactly how I put it in. The sponges, though, composted really well in here, and I think I would definitely throw in sponges as long as they're not the antimicrobial type, which if it says don't use in fish tanks, don't throw them in your bins, because I don't know if those are going to ruin your bin in any way or kill worms, and I wouldn't take that chance. But for any of these other sponges, I would definitely throw them in there. I'm going to continue to leave this in here, but I probably won't give updates unless it completely disappears. I have a feeling, though, that it's not going to. I think it's just going to stay in here, and I can throw it in multiple bins, and it's just going to stay around for a while. Eventually, it might break down, but for a normal person, I definitely would not have something like this in my bins. It's going to last, years. So, I make some exceptions to that rule, such as corn cobs and things like that, but stuff like this, where it's really not breaking down, maybe if I cut it up, what you could do, maybe then throw it in your bins, but I would, it's still natural, so you could put it through maybe an outdoor compost pile, something with heat, and maybe that'll break it down, but it's not breaking down in here. So that's my update. I think this is my last one for the sponges. Overall, the twist sponges I have found worked really well. They're all natural. This scrubber, I think worked better than the loofah scrubber, but I'm also going to try there's some other ones that are actually wood. They're meant for like vegetable brushes, and I'm going to be trying those as well. And I'll probably give an update on those as far as, or I start an update videos on those to see if they will break down and how well they scrub as well. So this scrubber was pretty good, but it's not breaking down quite like the other ones did. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions about these sponges or anything that I'm doing, please let me know in the comments. I'm hoping to maybe have some more things like this where I'm looking at things that are compostable and throwing them in the worm bin and trying them out. So I also have another one with a plastic bag going, but this one happens to be the sponges. So thank you very much, and if you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll post up some links to my urban worm bag, which is the other system I use, and my Verma bag, which are the two systems I use that are bag systems that work really well for having a continuous flow through. Something like this on those systems, by the way, would probably come through the bottom, and you'd have to take it back out and throw it back in the top, which is actually kind of one of those neat things about those bags. You can just keep cycling through, and if you find something left over, throw it back in the top, let it break down. So that's my update, and thank you very much.